Hello, this is my term project lab and webcam analysis for ANT 303, and I am Jordan Cohen. So first, I decided to do the lab, so these are just some of the concept review questions that I will quickly go over. Number 1, is research conducted with primates in a zoo considered a field primate study? Why or why not? No, because field primate study is research that's conducted with primates in their wild habitat. This is an example of captive primate study. Number 2, a primatologist is watching numerous primates at once and collecting easily measurable information that facilitates comparisons. This researcher is conducting a group observation and collecting qualitative data. Number 3, you are observing two juvenile chimpanzees. When they first meet, they embrace. Then they begin tickling each other and wrestling mildly. Would you characterize this behavior as affiliative or aggressive? I would characterize this as affiliative behavior because it generally is cooperative and reinforces social bonds and affiliations between the two chimpanzees. Number 4, what size groups do primates tend to form when food is sparsely distributed? Adults spend most of their time alone. Adults females occupy separate territories, and adult males occupy territories that may overlap with some females, so they tend to divide when food is sparse. Number 5, I am an adult female primate. I live in territory with my offspring. My territory is separate from those of other females, so I don't see them. An adult male has a territory that overlaps with mine, but we hardly ever spend time together. What type of social organization do I participate in? The answer would be solitary. For number 6, I am an adult female primate. I live in a territory with two adult males and our offspring. What type of social organization do I participate in? That would be polyandrous social organization. Number 7, which of the following statements about primate sexual behavior is true? Most female primates emphasize getting access to resources for their offspring. Number 8, compared with chimpanzees, bonobos have a wider range of sexual practices. Number 9, non-human primate culture can be defined as group-specific learned behavior in non-human primates. Lastly, number 10 of the concept review questions, describe one threat to the wild primate population today. Humans frequently hunt non-human primates. As a result, many young animals are killed, and many primates are either sold to foreign markets or consumed by locals who really need to eat. Additionally, some are unintentionally captured and killed in traps or snares that were made for other animals in the area. So, lab exercise 1, these are my answers based off of the lab. Lab exercise 2, the date was November 10th. My start time was 10:28. My end time was 12:30. The location is the San Diego Zoo live webcam. It is the ape cam, but I only observed the orangutans, strictly the orangutans. The weather that day was sunny, and it's a group observation. There's one adult male orangutan named Satu. There's two female orangutans named Karen and Inda, and one juvenile female orangutan named Aisha. The male number 1 has thick cheek pads, a throat sac, and long hair. Female 1 is the mother of Aisha. She prefers to spend her time in the treetops and climbing structures, which I saw when I observed. F2, you can't really see a scar because her hair, the orangutans have very long hair, but she survived open heart surgery in 1994. And juvenile 1 is usually next to F1, and you can tell because they're always closely together, and obviously she's smaller in size. I observed the orangutans for 5-minute time intervals. The first time interval, F1 and J1 were soon grooming each other, just picking out fleas, picking out dirt. And this is behavior that I examined a lot over the course of this over the course of the semester, they were often found grooming each other because that is mother and daughter. Time interval 2, male 1 was sit on a rock, picking at leaves with a long branch. This I qualified as playing and tool use because picking at leaves with a long branch would be tool use. They also have a man-made termite mound in their habitat, so I didn't see it in this particular time or date, but I did see at times them picking, doing tool use with the termite mound. Time interval 3, female whale stopped grooming and went to the climbing structure. As I said before, she often likes to spend her time up in the treetops and in the jungle gym area, and the San Diego Zoo did a really amazing job of creating a natural structure for them to climb on. It's very immense, and I unfortunately could not link a video to it, but you should look it up because it is amazing, and it stimulates the orangutan's brain, lets them play. And time interval 4, F2 was resting. Again, lab exercise 3, these are just the answers to the questions that were asked, as well as with lab exercise 4, lab exercise 5 as well, and lab exercise 6. So this is what I just said about the San Diego Zoo live webcam. It was the ape camera, but again, I only studied the orangutans. This is the population. SAT2 is the mature male. SAT2 is easy to recognize with his thick cheek pads, pedunculous throat sac, and long hair. He's the only adult male orangutan at the zoo. Karen is the only member of the orangutan group to be hand-raised at the San Diego Zoo as an infant. Karen survived a wildly publicized open heart surgery, as I was saying before. You can tell her because she sort of has bangs. It's a little funny. Inda typically spends her time in the treetops and the climbing structure, and she's 34 years old, and she's the mother of Aisha. She's also the mother of Cinta, but he is not at the San Diego Zoo. Lastly is Aisha. She is the daughter of Inda. She's 7 years old. She's very strong, and she stays with her mom for a lot of the time. And actually, this picture it matches up. So 1 is Satu, 2 is Karen, 3 is Inda, and 4 is Aisha. So you can actually see what they look like. And what I was observing, they're pretty easy to tell apart because they all have distinct characteristics. Again, my qualitative observations was of the orangutans only. The length interval was 5 minutes. Time interval 1, F1 and J1 were seen grooming each other. Time interval 2, M1 was sat on a rock picking at leaves with a long branch. Time interval 3, F1 stopped grooming and went to the climbing structure. Time interval 4, F2 was resting. The quantitative observations are the same. They're from November 10th. And at the San Diego Zoo, it was sunny, and it's just the same thing that I've gone over. It's just a little different because I included what they were doing in all the intervals. So, as I said, F1 and J1 were seen grooming each other, but then in interval 3, F1 starts playing and J1 starts eating. So it's a little different. This is what the orangutans look like. Again, this is actual picture from the San Diego Zoo, and here I linked the ape camera. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed taking this class over the semester. I learned a lot about primates and their behaviors and how we can learn a lot from them about human behavior. And I just wanted to remind you that I did submit the extra credit from the speakers, so I should have 6 extra points added to my final grade. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you next semester.